What's up, everybody? You are very welcome along to tonight's late night agenda. Apologies for the delayed start, but we messed up the stream key. I'm not even gonna lie about it, guys. This was totally our fault tonight. There's no technical issues. It's just human nature and human stupidity. I'm joined, as you can see, by Mr. Connor Crosby, the other half of our channel, who a lot of you guys don't get to see and hear of too much. It's usually my face that's stuck in front of the camera and then the microphone. And Connor, how are you, buddy?
I'm not too bad considering the circumstances.
It is a strange time, mate. And I know for you, this is from your college perspective. You're in the last year of your degree, and it's getting down to the real business end for you. And I suppose it's important to let people know that the way your degree is and the way you're going to go, it's a group effort for a big part of this. And you not being able to be in the same room as your classmates is very difficult.
Yeah, look, it's annoying, but like you have to see the bigger picture here, really, don't you? If my project being made a bit more hard saves lives, then that's it. Just kind of have to put up with it, don't we?
Yeah, this and the fact that you're absolutely praying for an extension. Go on, be honest. You're praying for one, aren't you?
That's well, yeah. Of course, and a bit of extra time never went astray.
I'll be honest, folks. We spoke earlier on about in Ireland the final exams here are called the Leaving Cert, and they're dishing out full marks like they're going out of fashion right now in the Leaving Cert for the oral and the practical stuff. And Connor was saying, "Why wasn't that the case when I was in school?" And I was kind of the same. But look, I think it's our job, Connor, tonight to try and bring a bit of fun. A bit of a light-hearted take on what's going on. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is your show. Please do let me know anything that you want to talk about in the chat. Any questions you have for Mr. Crosby, we'll absolutely take them. And look, mate, I suppose first off, what's your view or what's your reading of the current situation with regards to the Premier League? Are you confident we will see football played at some point in this season finished?
It seems to be going that way anyway. Like there was a meeting yesterday, wasn't it? That they basically agreed to just extend the deadline indefinitely, play the games no matter what at some point, even if that's in 9 months' time. So like, it makes sense. Like, wasn't there something as well? I think if it wasn't played back or played out, the clubs would have to give back like £750 million each from like the TV deals collapsing and stuff. So it wouldn't work. Like it has to finish.
There's a lot of important stakeholders involved in this, season ticket holders, television companies, as you've said. It'll be interesting to see, but look, I want to try and keep this light-hearted. Patrick wants to shout out. How are you, Patrick? Welcome in, mate, and welcome to everybody. Luke is in, Kent Coastal Holidays is in, all the usuals are in, and Connor, isn't it sexy to see some of those gold badges now, some gold Anfield Agenda logos?
Yeah, you love to see it, don't you?
You really
3 months
mate.
Now. Or into the third month now.
Golden Anfield Agenda just looks well beside each other. And thank you to all of our members. And ladies and gents, if you want to sign up and become a member of the channel, hit that join button. Membership starts from just 99p. And look, what the fuck does 99p buy you these days? You know what I mean? Connor, over here, you can't even get a can of Coke for that.
No, you get like, what, 2 or 3 Freddos. You used to be able to get a 4, but no, not anymore.
You love to measure things in Freddos, don't you? You do love to measure things in Freddos.
I count everything in Freddos. Anytime I'm buying anything, it's just like, how many Freddos is this? And I count it up.
I see Carl there said, but I bet BT and Sky won't refund us. And no, they won't, mate. And I suppose their argument will be that you will get the games at some point. But I was shocked, Connor, when I read the cost that public houses have to pay in Ireland to have the rights to show Sky Sports games. It was something, I could be wrong here by a few quid, but I think it was about €2,400 a month.
Something was over like 2.5, I think, which is ridiculous. Like, what's a normal subscription, like 60 or 70 quid?
For the sports part on top of the pack, I think the sports part itself is about 40 on top of whatever other existing Sky package you have. So yeah, you're definitely under the 80 quid mark anyway. But that's a lot of money, man. But look, I suppose
it's essential, yeah.
It is. You're right, yeah. But we will get the games played at some point, and look, everybody's kind of learning as we go along on this one, and nobody has the answers. The television companies, I suppose, they have invested a lot of money, and I don't like to really give television companies too much credit, but they have changed the game and changed the Premier League and the way football is viewed as well. So look, we'll wait and see. Look, let's go into the chat, and somebody said, Joshua said Freddos are amazing, so there's loads of Freddo love in the chat, which is great to see. Joanne said, gold, always believe in your soul. I'm not going to lie, Joanne, that song went through my head as well when I seen the first badge. What else have we got? Again, ladies and gents, don't forget to subscribe, by the way. I keep forgetting about that lately. If you're enjoying the stream, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Great to have you with us. I love seeing all the emojis. How does it feel, Connor, for you? Seeing all those emojis, which is all your hard work on the screen like that.
It's cool, isn't it? It really like makes it chat our own, which is lovely to see. And like people can get involved, and like it's personalised stuff. It's brilliant. It's a great feature from YouTube. Like,
seeing my head is weird, man. I'm not going to lie.
Big egghead, isn't it?
Yeah, it is big egghead, yeah. But it's an awful fella, God bless. He's definitely a nonce, that fella. That Craig
That's it,
fella,
so,
definitely. Right,
Thanks,
ladies and
old man.
gents, get your questions in. Right, Liam said, "All right, Craig and Connor, how the lads holding up? Hope all as well." We're trying to keep in contact as much as we can, Connor, and we've spoken offline as well about how much and we enjoy these late night agendas and these chats as well. But it's also important to reach out and make sure that everybody has that little bit of human interaction.
Yeah, exactly. Like everyone's kind of literally isolated now. So yeah, you kind of have to have these kind of things just to come on, just forget about your problems, just talk to other people. It's good.
I must say as well, I said this earlier on, but then realised we weren't live. I just came from over in the football terrace. We were over there for a chat. It was very nice of Terry to have me on, and I look forward to getting him back over here, Connor. And one thing from a YouTuber's perspective during this that I've noticed is we're all starting to reach out and come together, mate. You know, we've got Lee Gunner on the other night. I'm going to be chatting with Boya as well during the week, and it's lovely to see people reaching out and trying to get different viewpoints on all these situations. And there's enough for everybody, as I keep saying. Nothing but love from me. So it's no secret that myself and Terry had some ill feeling a while back, but like anything else, it's always best to sort these things out, and a conversation always makes that so much easier. And it was a pleasure to chat with, I have to be honest.
Yeah, it was a good discussion. It was between you and Terry specifically, not the other fella, to be fair. But yeah, like you said, it's good to see all the content creators coming together to help each other out when there's nothing real else to talk about. Like that's really all you can do is just talk to other people, really.
And look, I'm not going to come on here. People might be expecting me to rant and rave about what happened with Sonny on that stream. Look, that happened there. We move on. As I said, from my point of view, I say what's on my mind and I don't hold back. And look, I've nothing bad to say about anybody. So look, let's just push ahead. What else is there? Why isn't there a Connor Crosby sticker? Said Luke. And Dave Fagan, welcome to Anfield Agenda FC, mate. Thank you so much for joining up and becoming a member, and enjoy those emojis. But why isn't there a Connor Crosby emoji?
There'll be a hashtag blame Connor one at some point, I'd imagine.
I think the honest answer here is that we've been trying to figure out one. We've been trying to think about one that can best portray Connor. For me, it's easy, just a bald head, straightforward. But for Connor, I mean, how do you encapsulate that jacket, mate, into one emoji?
Yeah, I think someone suggested before, wasn't it like a computer screen on fire or something for like the blame Connor one. It's not a bad show.
A lot of the blame Connor one is really secretly blame Craig, but I just jump on it and just blame you because you're not live and you've got a microphone in front of you. So look, Doug said, why did he bring up Heysel? I don't know, mate. I wasn't expecting it. I was caught a little bit off guard as well. Tyson said, where are you from, Craig? Connor loves this bit when I say I'm originally from Dublin, but now I live in the beautiful county of Wexford, mate, in the southeast of Ireland. What else is there? Craig's Dublin, living in Wexford. Look, even Eliza John's asking for me. Boom. Joe said...
Shankill, well.
Yeah, Shankill, up Shankill, definitely. Lots of love for Shankill. He said, night kit wear. Shall we drop it on the Mr. Crosby?
Might as well.
Right, ladies and gents, keep an eye on your screen right now. I'm going to get rid of Connor and his delicious jacket there at the Aviva Stadium, and I'm going to show you guys a little sneak peek of what has been leaked and rumoured to be Liverpool's new away kit for next season. So, are you ready? 3, 2, 1. There you go. I love how you still managed to put your own name and your own Twitter handle in there, Connor, over the jersey, just to make sure that people still knew it was you.
See, this is literally a blame Connor now, isn't it?
Oh, no, I would have done the same thing, mate. I'm not going to lie, I'd have done the same thing. But,
yeah,
ladies and
it's
gents...
my kit, yeah, it's obviously my kit, that's why it's there.
That's it. What are your... And look, we'll get people's comments in the chat as well, and I'm interested to see how they view the jersey. Some people may have seen it, some people may have not. And now, we cannot say for certain, Connor, that this is the shirt, but Footy Headlines, who didn't originally leak the image, but have put it up on their site, they're pretty good in these circumstances.
I've never seen him to get one wrong, I'll put it that way.
It's a fair point. Sometimes if they're unsure, they will say rumoured or go a little bit more vague with it. But yes, I would say they're as close to the gospel when it comes to these things as possible. So Connor, looking at the kit right now, it's the teal colour that we've been led to believe. I'm still unsure of the pattern, mate. I'm lost here.
It's something to do with the Shankly gates, isn't it? It's like the pattern of like the top of the gates, apparently. I can't see it in it, but like apparently that's what everyone's saying it is.
And what are your initial thoughts on the shirt as a whole? I'm baffled by the little cutout in the back of the neck, by the way.
Yeah, you might. When I sent that to you originally, you thought not fake. That's why would it be a notch in the back? But like apparently it's real. But I think I like it, to be honest. When I look too closely at it, I don't, but from afar, just looking at it, it does look nice. I think the colour's nice.
Yeah, I like the colour. I was all for the teal when it. Actually, I didn't even remember that we had a hint of teal in previous home shirts before till you'd sent me a picture of the one I like to call it the Neil Ruddock shirt with the Adidas coming up, and I had a bit of teal around the edges because I was kind of saying where did they get this teal from? But looking at the chat right now, right, let me go through some comments. Stephen Booker says shite. Papot says, nah, not for me. Carl Kent Coastal Holiday Lets, who, by the way, I want to say a massive shout out to. Carl runs a holiday letting company and cleaning company, and he's been doing so much good stuff in his own area as well. So, Carl, mate, please do feel free to let people know about anything in the chat, and lots of love to yourself and Julie for the great work that you're doing. It's okay, I might buy it, said Mr. Dave Sweeney, who's always in the house. And again, mate, please do pass on our best to your family, and I hope young Sinead is keeping well. Hope she's not too bored with there being no school. It looks decent. Very Irish phrase, that one, Connor from Shade Trader. It looks decent.
Yeah, he says decent high, and I just instantly thought of Danny because that's something he always says.
I've never heard the last part before now, the high part.
That's a proper, like, Timon kind of thing, you know? Don't know what other parts of the world, but definitely Timon.
I remember the first time I'd read the name Timon, and I stopped somebody because it was the furniture shop we were looking to go to there, and I said, where's Tagmon? Where's Tagmon? And your man's looking at me and go, Tagmon, like TA, whatever
You
the fuck it was.
absolute
Oh,
absolute
mate.
townie.
Yeah, it really was at the time. Like, yeah, it was. He looked at me rightly like I had about 8 heads. Brian said you can't see the sleeves either, which does make it difficult, doesn't it? Because you wonder. These things are always
Fair point,
best,
yeah.
Connor, when you see an athlete like Trent or somebody in them, and you get the proper lighting and the shirts are portrayed in the way that Nike want them to be.
Yeah, or even like when you see it in a shop, you can have a feel of it. You can see what kind of materials in it. What, like, it does look different. Like what, like which kit was it? It's one of the recent kits anyway. When I first seen it, I thought it looked absolutely horrible. Seeing it in a shop then, thought it was nice. Like, I think it was this season Turkey actually, you know, the kind of black and bluey kind of one.
Yeah, I was like that with the purple one from a couple of seasons back. And then I remember being on the train on the way into the Aviva actually for the Liverpool game and seeing a load of kids and stuff with the shirt on and a load of adults with it. And I just thought, you know what? That's quite nice. And I got it for Lucas then and I ended up getting it for myself. But look, I like a mad shirt every now and again. And I have to say, extra points for me for the roundy neck. I'm not a fan of V-neck collars. I like a round neck on a shirt.
Yeah, I'd much rather round neck as well. But yeah, the sleeves are a good shout. What kind of like cuff is on the end of the sleeves and stuff does make a difference as well.
What else have we got there? Bring back New Balance, said Owen Wharton. Well, look, one thing we asked for, Connor, was we didn't want copy and paste shirts, and if this is the rumoured away shirt or third shirt or whichever one it might be, it definitely isn't a copy and paste, mate.
Yeah, at least they're doing something different. Like, yeah, I'm not going to be looking the same as Spurs trainer kit and stuff.
There's one thing, I've praised New Balance to the hilts, and I think rightly so for the kits that they produce, but I will never understand how they did not have a stockpile of them goalkeeper kits this season ready to go, because anybody could have told them they were going to be an absolute winner of the Black Keepers kits.
Yeah, they were sold out pretty much straight away, weren't they? And very, very limited availability since.
I managed to. I was really lucky and got my little dude a long sleeve keeper's kit when they first came out, but you couldn't get an adult's one for loving their money, and it's beautiful. It really is a gorgeous kit.
It's so nice that I actually seen a few people on Twitter getting like that shirt with the likes of Salah and all on the back.
Yeah. It's a good shout. I think you're absolutely spot on. There was somebody said, "Where's the join button?" Yibber wants to know. This is where I bow down to your YouTube knowledge, Mr. Crosby.
Usually where the subscribe button is, it should say join either beside that button, but it shouldn't because you should have already pressed subscribe.
Yeah, hopefully, mate, you've done the subscribe part, Eber, and there is a link as well in the stream description, isn't there, Connor?
Yeah, should be the third link down.
Ibrahim said this is the keeper kit. It isn't, mate. It is the away kit from what I'm... It's definitely a player kit anyway, an outfield player kit. I don't know if it's the second or the third, but it's definitely not the keeper's kit from what we've been made aware of anyway.
I'm fairly sure it's the second one because, again, Footy headline's very reliable. For the last 3 months, they've been saying the second kit will be kind of a greeny or kind of teal colour, so I'd imagine this is second.
Joanne, thank you very much for helping out there. Said the join button is in blue opposite the subscribe button. Thank you for that, Joanne. Let me see, what else have we got? It doesn't look sexy, said Casper. Any more questions? If you've anything you want to ask Crosby as well, ladies and gentlemen, please do put it in the chat. There's not really much new from a footballing perspective to talk about. Obviously, Connor, we heard that the Premier League and all leagues, whether that be the Ladies Premier League, whether that be the Football League, and up in Scotland as well, and right across Europe, there's the phrase that they use is it indefinite? I can't remember the exact phraseology. Excuse me for my brain now, ladies and gents. I forget everything.
To be fair, the only word they need to know is inevitable for our league win now.
That's true. I mean, when you're right, you're right.
Also, someone said it sounded like Kylian Murphy. I will absolutely take that.
I mean, I don't blame you, mate. I'd take that as well. Kylian Murphy. For him, as soon as you say Kylian Murphy, I think of the phrase where he talks about Blackheart. Does that mean Blackheart? Does that mean Blackheart? Is that where Blackheart came from? Did you see that film where he was putting the brown sauce in his tea?
I've heard of it. I haven't actually seen it though.
Yeah, it's I always wonder how many people. Sorry, this is a very Irish thing here. Probably, I wonder as many people tried that brown sauce in your tea. Oh no, mate, not for me. Joshua said this kit would be nicer as the keeper's kit. Now that I think about it, I wonder, Connor. I'm looking at that kit now. It has to be black shorts with it, surely.
Yeah, I'd imagine like black shorts, black socks with that kind of a tealy colour, maybe like a few lines around the top of the socks, maybe.
I was thinking green socks at a guess, but it has to be tied together with black shorts, surely. Like I can't see any way that you don't wear black shorts with that to make it pop.
Look ridiculous. It would look ridiculous otherwise.
So basically, the end of the season's being completed is inevitable, said Elijah John 5. That they've put no specific has to be played by date. They're putting this as a priority. Finishing the league and the integrity of the league, they're saying is a priority right across Europe. And look, we touched on this, Connor, and Cash mentioned it the other night as well. The legal challenges, the litigation from what could go on if they were to just void it would be just not even worth thinking about.
Yeah, it'd be far too complicated. Like we said earlier, like all the clubs would have to pay back some of the TV money. There'd be stuff like West Brom, like the money they'd miss out on for not coming up. The likes of Sheffield United, let's say, possibly getting Champions League, which is ridiculous. Imagine they got that taken away from them. And then even from a fan point of view, like people who are paying a couple of £100 every week to get to games, to like pay for match tickets, travelling, buying food, and all that for nothing. Then so. They can't do it.
Nathan said, who is Craig to Connor? I'll let you answer that one, Connor. Definitely not my son, anyway.
No, he's just a friend.
Yeah, people always
seem to think that.
Yeah, people always seem to think that, which I take as a massive fucking insult, by the way. But either way, he's the other half of the channel, Nathan. Basically, he's the guy that makes all the images and does all the tech stuff that you guys don't see. He does the dirty work, really, and allows me to grab the glory.
That's a good way of putting it there.
Tracy Jane Phipps said, "Who is the dark, low voice?" What was somebody called you before? Somebody. Oh, they compared you to
Barry Hoy.
That was it. That was it. Yes. You're loving this, mate. Connor's head's getting bigger and bigger by the second here. I can almost feel it. It's almost like that there's a total eclipse coming our way.
That's it.
Alright, I'm dreading next season so much. I can see it all crumbling, said Stephen Mills. I don't know what you mean by that, mate. With regards to the league itself, or Liverpool's reign of terror, as I'm going to call it, over the Premier League. Brighton Hove Albion director wants the league to be voided, said Casper. Well, there wasn't, from what we can gather, mate, of the conversations that went on with the Premier League and the stakeholders. They didn't seem to. Even Karen Brady seemed to backtrack a little bit, apparently.
And that's because the money thing, I reckon, though. Once you heard they have to hand back that money, then she was just straight and say, no, we'll finish it, it's fine.
I look, Brighton and Hove Albion's director, and I don't know what he did or didn't say, but he's fully entitled to his opinion, of course he is, but I just don't see, from a legal standpoint, how it can't be finished. There's so many avenues to show and to work into the calendar to how it can be finished, but of course all of this depends on this dreaded, stupid, goddamn virus that we have to keep hearing and talking about and turning on the news when it's there and it's in our faces. And I want to get something off my chest, actually, Connor, and I said this to you earlier on. I was watching something on Sky earlier on, and again, this is not a dig at the UK, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. If I seen this on Irish television, I promise you I'd be saying the very same thing. So Sky were talking about Boris Johnson, who came out and said that pubs and clubs and all will be closing from midnight, I think he said, tonight. Again, I could be wrong on that one with the exact timing, but so Sky went to interview the public, as they often do and do very well. And they went to this pub and they were talking to people who were saying, "Oh yeah, no, definitely shut it down. Yeah, right. Social distance is really important, and there's sipping points about 18 inches away from each other." It drove me fucking demented, mate, because it's those people. I hesitate to say this, but we're all in this together. We need to do the hard yards now. We need to not completely self-isolate, but respect what you're being told by people who are far more educated than us. And to any young people out there, I remember vaguely what it was like to be young, and you feel invincible. But this virus, much like mental health, it knows no bounds. It doesn't give a shit who you are. And even if you're asymptomatic, even if you're feeling absolutely no symptoms whatsoever, you can still be a carrier of the virus. So please, please, please do pay attention to all the medical experts and all the advice that you're being given. And just remember that we're in this as a group, mate. I don't know what else to say, Conor, and I don't want to be angry about it because we're all learning, but I mean, some common sense at times.
Absolutely, it's just like we're obviously not going to be happy about it, but like it's for the good of the more people than just us. So like we have to just respect what we're being told to do and get through it. Like if we don't follow what we're supposed to do, it's just going to be shite for longer, pretty much. So like just do what you're told, get out of the way. We'll all get back to normal sooner, hopefully.
Match of the day this weekend, showing historic matches, so at least we've some football to watch. That actually leads us into a conversation that myself and Connor did want to have. So obviously, like many other YouTubers and content providers, we're racking our brains now, trying to figure out what it is we can do. And there's one thing that keeps coming up and up and up, and I was a bit hesitant about it first, but we want to get your opinion on it, Connor, and that is doing watch-alongs of former Liverpool games.
It's a good show. If you did like stuff like Istanbul, maybe like even the Barcelona game last season, I know it's fairly close, but like who wouldn't want to watch that again? Let's be fair.
Yeah, I suppose the way we could probably go about it in association with our friends over at Hot Mic, and by the way, ladies and gents, if you haven't subscribed to Hot Mic, please do, or you haven't downloaded that app. Connor, I look, people are fucking sick of me saying this, but I can't put into words, if you're a supporter of this channel, and you guys are, and we appreciate it, the help that downloading that app, putting in the code Anfield Agenda, all caps, no space, and giving us a follow on there, what that can do for us in our development as a channel.
Yeah, like you said, it doesn't take anything away from everyone watching or listening to this to actually just go and do, and it does help us out a massive amount, like ridiculously massive amount.
Yeah, look, we're hoping you guys read between the lines of what we're trying to say here, because we don't want to give out figures and stuff like that, but it's free to download the app, it's free to use. And Connor, you pointed out a really good plus about the app that I kept forgetting about. You had to send me a screenshot earlier on to remind me. Do you want to try and explain that?
Yeah, so basically, if you're watching this stream on YouTube and you leave the app, let's say, without paying for YouTube Premium, it goes off. You can't listen anymore, you can't watch anymore. With Hot Mic, you can leave the app. You can go to WhatsApp, message back your friend. You can scroll through Twitter, anything. You can still listen and watch. And that's perfect for the watch-alongs, especially because if you have Craig's commentary synced up to the match, and then you want to go check Twitter, you don't lose the sync. Basically, you just go back out, go to Twitter, still scroll through, rant about whatever you want to, and come back, and it's still perfectly synced. You still listen to it the whole way through. Like absolutely perfect.
Yeah, and that is a massive plus, because I love YouTube, and I often find myself maybe just listening to music and stuff on there, and that one thing, unless you have YouTube Premium or YouTube Red or whatever it is it's called, you can't change pages on your phone. You're right, it will close down. And with Hot Mic, the beauty of it is that as well as getting what you get on YouTube with the live chat function, with the likes, with the shares, you also have this cool little feature of being able to flick in and out, still have the commentary on, still see what's going on screen, and be able to message your mates or have a little look and maybe do a little bit of shopping, whatever it is that you want to do. But look, the app is class. It's something, Connor, that I think the biggest compliment we can give it is by saying we wish we designed it, we wish we thought of it.
Yeah, 'cause it's such a simple idea. Like we've been doing it for how long now, doing watch-alongs, and like I've literally watched sitting at home here when you're doing the stream, and I'd be there trying to pause the stream or pause you to try to sync it up manually. But like with this, it's just go into the app, click a button, wait 4 or 5 seconds, and boom, done. No bother.
And look, again, to talk about how it helps us, we're talking financially, we're talking massively, and we're talking it's absolutely free for you guys. We understand right now. We've never tried to sell you stuff, we've never tried to ram stuff down your throat, but this is free, and free to you benefits us in a massive way. So if you can do us that one favour, ladies and gentlemen, please do download the app. Look on your App Store, Google Play Store, the Apple Store, whatever it might be. It does only work, Connor, on mobile devices at the moment. So you say mobile devices, and I say it like it's a limiting thing, but it really is. We probably do most of what we do on mobile devices these days.
Yeah, I'm sure most people watch on their phone anyway, or their iPad or whatever. So yeah, it's not really a problem. But they will be bringing a desktop version soon as well, I believe.
Yeah, and there's ambient noise that gets pumped in behind as well, and it is generic noise at the minute, but they are working on something, Connor, that they trialled with Manchester City that we can't give too much out about. That may be a game changer in that yet again.
It'll be absolutely massive. Like if they get that done, it's game over. It's just brilliant.
It's that big that we will allow them to use WFM.
Absolutely, yeah. You have to sign things at home.
Right, how's that title challenge coming along, boys? Said Mike Bennett. It's tickety boom. Actually, I want to scroll back up to a comment from a young person who was in that said, "My dad loves you." I'm new. My dad loves you. It's digital SD, I think it is. But thank you, mate. That's really nice, and I hope you join your dad and you continue to enjoy what we're doing. Yeah, the title challenge is coming along all right, and I don't know if that's banter or whatever, but I'm very confident, Connor, that if the worst came to the worst and it was voided, and I'm somebody that doesn't want the league title given to us. I don't want, if the league worst came to the absolute worst, and I don't think it will, I don't want an asterisk beside Liverpool within the league. I want it to be crystal clear.
Yeah, like you even said it over on Terry's stream, like you have so much confidence in this team, and I do as well, that like even if this season does go to shit, I don't think it will, but if it does, we will win it in the next year or two anyway, probably. More than likely.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully, yes.
Scotty said, I'd like to watch Istanbul as I've watched it once but like to watch it again. Yeah, see, I often forget, Connor, that the likes of yourself even. I mean, 2005 for me, I was there. But for you, do you have many memories of that as a youngster?
Oh, to be honest, not really. I was very young then. I don't remember an awful lot. I remember the 2007 one a lot more, unfortunately.
Yeah, Athens. Yeah, that was. Did you know what? It's weird.
You were
I thought we
that game, weren't you?
I was, yeah, and I thought we should have. We should have won that game. I thought we were actually the better team in that game when we actually won the game that we held on in Istanbul. To be fair, but yeah, it's a good shout. There's that. There's Olympiacos. There's of course the Borussia Dortmund game as well that we can do. Give Dejan Lovren his moment. Barcelona. There are so many things, but we just wanted to see. Because the Anfield Wrap, actually, they tried this earlier on. I think they were the first ones to kind of... It's a little bit tricky from a technical standpoint, Connor, to do these from YouTube like that. But I see the guys at the Anfield Wrap, and I'm sure they did a fantastic job with it as well. They did it earlier on, Connor. I think they did the Everton game from 2005, if my memory serves me correct.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they're going with that. I have to watch that back.
Mike said, just got a pay rise today, boys. I'm on universal credit. I don't understand what's going on in the UK, mate. But if you're happy and you've got a few bob in your pocket and it makes your life better, then I'm all for it. I'm nothing but love for me, mate. I want everyone to be happy. Dave said, I'd like to see Istanbul. Anthony Davies said Barcelona. Do you know what? I watched The Miracle of Istanbul. I think it's a fantastic documentary. And I watched it with my daughter a few months back, and she's nonplussed sitting there, and I'm nearly in tears, Connor, on the sofa, like saying, you don't understand. Look at all those people. Look at how many turned out for the homecoming. Look at Jamie Carragher, cramp, on the ground, can barely stand up. How the fuck did Dudek save that? Like, there's just so many moments in that game. And I said this before when I've done the 8-8 videos and stuff. If you run through that AC Milan team, it's fucking ridiculous. The standard, the quality of footballers there.
We had absolutely no right to win that. Like you said, like we should have won 2007, but shouldn't have won 2005, really. Like on paper.
Yeah, it's just reeling off the names even in my head. It is ridiculous. And again, managed by Carlo Ancelotti. Yeah, it was great, and definitely a game that we can do. V8 said, Craig, what was up with Sonny? Look, again, I'm not going to talk about somebody behind their back. I said my piece when we were chatting on the stream, and again, I've got nothing but love. So I'm not going to badmouth anybody that is not my way. Anything I have to say, I always try and say when I'm talking to somebody, don't talk behind their backs. Just subbed to Digital Man, thank you, mate. I was working at a hotel in Scotland. I demanded a TV in the kitchen, said Dave Sweeney. Was that for Istanbul? If so, proper fucking order, mate. Well in. I just want to give a special shout out as well to somebody who you and I actually met, Connor, and somebody who is on the front line right now working in Dublin Airport. That's our friend Ella, who informed me yesterday that they'd ran out of hand sanitizer and gloves in Dublin Airport. And people like that, people that work in supermarkets right now, of course the nurses and doctors and the police and everybody like that as well. It is, the cream rises to the top, mate, and my pride in humanity has been massively improved. And I hope when all this is over and the politicians get back to normal, that they remember the nurses and the doctors, they deserve every penny, and they deserve a pay rise, and they deserve to have the infrastructure that they need to do their jobs properly.
Absolutely, they're all heroes, like literally saving the world nowadays. But like, you have to sit back and just think about, like, there's no way I'd be able to do that. And like you have to just tip your hat to them people who can actually do this. Like, it's phenomenal work. It's quite ridiculous when you think about, like, the amount of effort they're putting in nowadays, and like literally saving the world, like I said.
It hit me today. A neighbour called to our house today because he needed some help with something, and as much as you want to help, of course, I couldn't help but feel myself almost, pulling back a little bit. Obviously, we're trying to respect social distancing, and that's just in my house, mate, where I've been nearly holed up in since this has all started. So for the people that are out there day in and day out, working in the supermarkets, heroes, as you say, we cannot say enough about them. And we just want you to know, if you're one of those people, thank you from all of us. No matter what part of the world you're in, thank you for what you're doing right now. It won't be forgotten about. Just thank you, I believe, is all we can say. What have we got? So Stephen Mill said, I'll ask you this, Connor. Who's your main priority signing next season, and would you take Coutinho back or go for Havertz or somebody else? And that's from Stephen Mill.
I don't think I'd take Coutinho back, to be honest, just because, well, the obvious, really. But like, I think we could just do better, to be honest. Like, he's dropped off so much, and like, I would much rather someone like Havertz. I don't watch an awful lot of German football, but like, the things I've heard about him and everything, he just seems to be what we need, really, like that kind of creative midfielder. I think Werner is probably more likely, though, to be fair. That seems to be the way the rumours are going.
Yeah, as I was saying when we talked to Terry earlier, Werner to me is probably the closest one that we could say is most likely. Jack Spade said there's only 149 in the chat like the old days. Do you know what? I sometimes appreciate these slower streams, Connor, because you get to see more people's comments, you get to gauge the feeling of what's out there, and it's always nice to look back. I mean, sometimes when the chat's moving during watch-alongs, it's ridiculous, but it's always nice to give people a chance to get their comments read out and stuff as well, and get to know people.
Yeah, definitely. Like, people can get more involved when there's less in the chat. Like you said, you see more comments, so people like have more chance of being read out, really.
Dave Sweeney said, yeah, was Istanbul with regards to being demanded the television in the kitchen. Proper order, mate. What else is there in the chat? Let me see. Any more questions? Boy is in the chat. Anthony, how are you, sir? Welcome. Lovely to have you in as always. I'm going on Anthony's channel actually over the weekend, I believe. We're just going to finalise that one, but really looking forward to catching up with him. Question for Connor from Joshua Fernandez, and thank you, mate, for becoming a member, by the way. I really appreciate that. I can see you're into your second month. He said Maddison or Grealish, Connor?
Ooh. Well, personally, don't like Grealish for obvious reasons again. Turning his back on Ireland, but like, based on the last few weeks of what we've seen, I'd have to say Grealish. I would have said Maddison probably 4 months ago, but Grealish just seems to have stepped up, to be honest. I know a boy is not going to like that I said that, but fair enough, that's what I'm saying.
He probably will. I mean, he probably feels there's less likelihood of Maddison leaving, to be fair.
Well, that's true, yeah. If he's going a bit under the radar, like, you won't be picked up, probably.
V8 say, Craig, are you going to speak with Mark? I think we've reached out to Mark, have we, Connor? I usually leave that side of things to you because I'm not on Twitter, and that's the way we access Mark.
Not yet, but we'll drop him a message in the next couple of days, hopefully, and see can we get him on.
You were very subdued on the football terrace. I don't think I was. I don't believe it. Well, I definitely don't think I was, actually, to be fair. I was respectful of somebody else's channel, and I've got to be. It's, I was going with the mood of the channel, and I enjoyed myself over there, to be fair. I don't think I was subdued. I think I was, it's different, because I'm usually the one that gets to talk a lot. So, I'm trying to be respectful. There was 3 of us involved in the conversation. I was trying to make sure we all had a chance to have our say. And there's nothing worse, Connor, when you tune into something and you just hear people shouting across each other. So I'm always aware of that. Maybe it's from our podcast and background.
I'm not going to lie, I thought it was hilarious. I just have to say it was hilarious. I loved it. You absolutely destroyed him. I will say it, but it was absolutely hilarious.
Look, again, I don't want to talk about somebody behind their back, so I'm gonna just bite my tongue and move on this one. But all I can say is that Terry was very warm and welcoming, and we will definitely have him on soon, Connor, for a chat on our channel. But I think what I will say is if we're going to be talking Arsenal moving forward, we'll probably stick with Lee Gunner.
Yeah, I think Lee's a bit more everything. Leave it there.
Indeed, you were respectful, but not yourself. It's always weird for me when I'm not hosting, if you get what I mean. Like, I'm so used to being able to steer the conversation, and sometimes when you're talking to somebody like that, even though, you know, Terry sent me across a little agenda of what we'd be talking about, you're kind of thinking of the next answer in your head, and you're thinking away, and sometimes you're distracted by your phone and stuff as well. So I hope I was okay. I mean, I tried to be myself over there, but again, that was my first time speaking with Terry, so I'm sure the more we go back and forth and the more stuff we do, yeah, that relationship will become a little more jovial. You're always a little bit more respectful, Connor, I suppose, when you meet somebody for the first time, and a little bit more reserved, shall we say.
Even apart from that, it's like it's host you versus guest you. Like, it's always going to be different. When you're not leading the conversation, you're obviously not going to talk as much. You're not going to be shouting and screaming as much as you would on here or whatever. Like, so, yeah, it's self-explanatory, really, I think.
And I'm not sure how many times, if I could drop the word cunt out there in somebody else's channel, or, you know, what language you can use. Because you want to be, you have to be respectful of their audience as well, and the way that they've built their own platform. So, Uber, thank you for the super chat, my friend. Say, Craig, how's it going? I would love to have a chat live about Liverpool topic. We need Grealish. I think he'd be a star for us. Cheers, Craig. Actually, one thing I heard Terry say, but it didn't quite happen tonight, Connor, is he takes call-ins on his show. Is that right?
I actually have no idea, to be honest. I'd be lying if I said I knew. But it's a good idea to bring in people like that.
Yeah, we probably should. You're always a little bit weary about doing these things, and you kind of like to, I won't say have a pre-interview beforehand, but you like to, you don't want people to come on and go, you're a nonce. Do you know that kind of thing? So,
see, you say that, but I think people would like to see that.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that would like to hear me call that, yeah. But we are trying to figure something out. I'd say for the end of the season, mate. I mean, we were originally looking at May, where we could do something very interactive towards the end, like a global gathering, if you will, and we'll have lots of people sending us in images of how they're celebrating the title win and things like that. But you're right, mate. I mean, I've enjoyed the last few days chatting with Cash, chatting with Terry, chatting with Lee Gunner as well. Got to be chatting with Boya, and it is fun, Connor, to break it up, because, you know, it's often just me on here reading comments, and I understand that I find it very difficult when I've got Cash on or anybody and ignoring the chat. I really find it very hard, because we've built this channel up on the interactive nature of what we do.
Yeah, it's the lifeblood of the channel, really, isn't it? Like, it's the people in the chat that make the channel what it is. It's like, yeah, fair enough, you're a good host, but like, you'd have to admit it's the chat, really, isn't it? They're the real stars.
They are. What I love, mate, is the warmth that they show to other people when they come into our chat. If somebody's birthday or somebody's having a hard time, genuinely, this community we've built up here, they look out for each other. And Storm Thomas right there, a friend of ours who sent us some lovely t-shirts as well, said, "Hi guys, lockdown in Mongolia due to the end of May. Thanks for keeping us updated with the great content." Well, mate, look, we wish you well, and we hope that everything is good at your end. And thank you for your support. People are probably sick of me saying this, Connor, but we do really take, and it's more for me, mate, and maybe I'll get your opinion on this. I'm always baffled as to why the fuck people watch. Always.
I suppose from your point of view, like, yeah, you're never going to sit back and think, oh yeah, I'm class, I'm funny, but like, yeah, that's the thing. People find you funny, they find it entertained to come in and chat to other people in the chat. It's a bit of everything, like.
Scotty said that Terry actually took call-ins after we went off, and I'm not going to watch that back. I'm sure I'm being called a prick by United fans left, right and centre, but look, that's what you expect. It's par for the course. It's part of the banter, isn't it? It is, yeah. Banter's all goodwill. It's fun. I enjoy it. Phil from 100% Leicester City does call-ins normally very entertaining, said Boya. You've subbed. Somebody said best tech, you've subbed. I hope you have, mate. Thank you. If you are new to the stream, please do hit that subscribe button, and again, drop over and give Boya a subscription as well. Anything, Connor, that you want to bring up? Anything you want to have a chat about? Anything that you want to get off your chest?
This little cough that I have, that get off my chest, that'd be
Oh,
nice.
shut the fuck up. Don't be saying that.
We have a think. Don't think there's anything in particular, is there? What's the chat want to talk about?
I'm going around my gaff at the minute, mate. The thermometer doesn't move off the fireplace. Literally, I'm going around 3 times a day checking everybody's temperatures.
Yeah, you're saying that to me. You're checking the kids every like half an hour.
I think both you and I have a little touch of the hypochondriac about us, to be fair.
Oh, 100%. I'm like, yeah, every time I have a tiny bit of a cough, I think, oh God, that's me. I'm gone. That's it. Might as well get me affairs in order.
Yeah, Connor definitely doesn't have that invincible vibe that we spoke about earlier on that some young people has. Scotty said, Craig, Scotland is heading that way. I know I have your back if anything happens. How are you finding it then, your neck of the woods, mate? I know where you live is a little bit more rural or isolated than perhaps where I am, but then when you look towards Dublin, you see the numbers starting to go up there. How are you feeling about it all?
Yeah, it's a lot different down here. Like I'm isolated in an isolated part of the country anyway, but I haven't really left the house much since it all started lockdown. To be fair, so I can't tell you what's like. Like I went to Tesco the other day and it was just like absolutely nothing on the shelves. But like from that point of view, but like I can't imagine what's like in Dublin or Cork. I think Cork's like the second worst place in Ireland at the minute, isn't it?
I believe so, but look, that's a density of population. That's probably bound to happen, to be fair. Weirdly, I mean, I live in a commuter town that's about 45 minutes drive from Dublin. Sabrina went to Tesco, I think twice maybe in the past 2 weeks, and she said it's been okay actually. There hasn't been. I mean, you can't get a power break bread roll for love nor money, but apart from that, we've had no problem getting bread, milk, and toilet rolls. You know, the one pack, not the fucking whole shop load. But yeah, from our end, it seems to have been okay. Yes, so fingers crossed, people are respecting it. And I have to say, Connor, I love what the supermarkets are doing for the 9 to 11 or whatever it might be, for the elderly, for the carers, for the most vulnerable in society to get that space and comfort that they need to go and get the few bits as well in the supermarket. It's a lovely gesture.
Yeah, it's the absolute right thing to do. Like it, well, it is a shame that it has to come to that. That people don't just have the common sense to let that happen anyway. Like I seen a video from, I want to say Belgium, I think it was. It was just like someone in a supermarket showing everyone just going about their business nicely, picking up one thing of each, none of this hoarding stuff. Why can't everywhere just be like that? It's common sense.
Tyson said, "Hi, how's life over in Ireland, Craig?" For me, Connor always mocks about this, but this I haven't seen much of a change in my life because I'm a home bird. I don't go out much as it is, so I stay in. I'm more worried for my wife and kids, and of course, her parents are in self isolation right now because they were in Malta on their holidays a few weeks back, and somebody on their flight over actually tested positive for the coronavirus, so they've had to self isolate as it is now for 14 days. I think they have 4 days left to go, and Sabrina's dad is in his 70s and he's had cancer and he's a lot of stuff. Right, he's definitely in the more high risk category. So from my point of view, I love them like they're my own parents, and I've just been a little bit worried about them. And thankfully, I've kept my kids and my wife very close, so I've known that they haven't been as exposed as they could have been. And I want to say, Connor, I'm very proud of the way our government has handled this so far. Everyone's learning on the job. I thought Leo Varadkar's speech the other night got mixed reviews, but I thought it was statesmanlike. I thought he said what needed to be said in a very plain and simple way. He addressed the young of our country as well. I've got no political allegiances, so I don't have any Fine Gael or Fianna Fáil or Sinn Féin allegiances. So for me, I want to say that they're doing a very good job in very difficult circumstances.
Yeah, like I said, I kind of say I'm not really particularly swayed to any party or anything, but like everyone just gives out about the government and all, but like you have to say they have done a good job so far, at least. Like I said, he was very statesman-like, calmed everyone down with them speeches and all, shut down the country quick. Like we didn't let it go, like say Italy, like they took like a week or two at least after it started to break out to actually put plans into place or to actually take action. So like you have to just say fair play. They've done everything pretty much spot on so far. You can't criticise them too much.
Yeah, I was speaking to you earlier on about a famous economist over here in Ireland called David McWilliams, who basically, again, I'm paraphrasing here because I don't have the intellect to go into the detail that David did, but he was basically saying that there is a good show here for the government to just start giving people out money. to just drop. Like they said, I think he said they did it in Hong Kong or similar, where they put the equivalent of about €1,200 in everyone's bank accounts to try and stimulate the economy when all this is over. Because what tends to happen in these circumstances, people hoard shit, whether it be money or whatever it might be, and to kickstart the economy again. And I mean, I'm all for it, mate. Are you? I'm all for getting a few grand if they want to throw it our way.
Look, if the government wanted to solve everything and save the world by giving me money, I'm not going to complain, am I?
What's the Irish government name? I don't know what. Excuse me, but I just don't know what you mean by the question. As in, who's in power, or
Would it be like the doll, or is that what you're on about her?
yeah? So the Dáil would be the collective of our government. It's where they sit. Fine Gael. The Fine Gael is the political party with the Taoiseach right now. But yeah, I'm not politically minded.
If people didn't know that.
Excuse me, yes, Taoiseach is Prime Minister, yeah, sorry, I should probably point that out. When I say things like that, and Omadon, and all these phrases that we're used to uttering out, or Mayfain, or I keep forgetting that, I'm not just chatting to me friends, I'm chatting to people from all around the world. Tybox said, it's been suggested we should sign Marcel Sabitzer and Timo Werner from Leipzig. What are your thoughts on that, Connor?
To be honest, I haven't seen much of Sabitzer, but again, I've heard some good things. Definitely Werner, I've seen a decent amount of him. I pay attention to him when I actually do watch Leipzig the odd time in Champions League and stuff. But yeah, look, I very much like everyone else. If Klopp wants a player, I'll back him. I'm not going to question his judgment. If he wants him, go and get him. That's kind of my opinion on it.
And what do you think we're going to do much business in the next? I was going to say the summer transfer window, but the next transfer window.
Actually, that's another thing. Actually, yeah. What happens then if the league is played in July? Will the window be open then?
Honest answer, mate, I don't know.
I haven't seen that mentioned anywhere.
I did see one encouraging thing from Willian, actually, the Chelsea player, who said that he's going to see through. He's had a contract at the 30th of June, which is the date that we keep mentioning, and he has assured, I suppose, Chelsea fans and football fans that he's willing to go on past that, and it's lovely to see that.
Yeah, it's hard to say it'd be bad not to, but you can kind of see. I can't see from a player's point of view why they wouldn't just stay for an extra month or whatever it needed. It wouldn't be very. From a competitive point of view, why would you want to leave when the season's not over and there's still stuff to play for?
I suppose the tricky things come in here, right? So Willian is a free agent at the end of the season, much like Adam Lallana is. With 6 months to go, they're fully entitled to not just talk to clubs outside of the or outside of England, but to sign for without even having to inform the club that they're currently at. So Willian, I keep saying that, Willian or Adam Lallana, for all we know, now Willian doesn't seem to, but I don't think Lallana has, could have signed with Juventus, for all we know, mate. So that's the trickiness of these situations here. If you're a free agent and you've already signed to another club that your contract starts on the 1st of July, you can see where there's a lot. It's not as simple as some people think. It's not as black and white. There's a massive grey area in the middle here that needs to be addressed.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people are just used to playing Football Manager or FIFA, and there's all these stuff being so straightforward. But yeah, there's so many legalities and all this stuff that we don't even know about. So it is messy, but hopefully it's not a problem. Hopefully you don't have too many players just kicking off, wanting to move during when there's 4 games left or anything like that.
Elijah John 5 said, Craig, it's nice to see you on Connor's show. I've changed the image back, mate, so they have the Crosby. But do you know what I'm going to do for just a second as well, ladies and gents? I'm going to change it again so you can see the hot mic code there. We made a pitch out to you guys at the start of the stream. If you haven't downloaded that app, please do so. Put in the code, as you can see on the screen there. Anfield Agenda, all capital letters, all one word. It just helps us out massively. It's free to do. The app's free to use. And look, I won't go on about it. Right. What else is there in the chat? Craig, if you can re-explain the EPL statement regarding the season, I didn't understand it. I haven't got it to hand, mate, but I can absolutely try and find it. If you want to have a chat about something there for a second, Connor, I'll get on to Sky Sports. And I love putting Connor on the spot, by the way, like this.
I'll just try to summarise what I can remember from it. Basically, usually there's a deadline for the Premier League to end, which is the 30th of June. As we've said, that's the same as the contracts and stuff. But the Premier League clubs had a conference on Thursday and basically agreed to have no end date, pretty much. It's indefinite end date. So, even if it takes 6 months for it to get back, they will finish this season before they even start thinking about next season. I think that's essentially what was said.
I have to say, actually, we spoke earlier on about. I don't think you'd seen all of this, but I watched the debate last night, which featured Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville, and I said this to Terry over in the Football Terrace. I was massively impressed by the way Gary Neville dealt with the situation, spoke so eloquently and intelligently and articulately. Obviously, he's an owner now. He is rightly calling on football to show leadership during this.
Yeah, sorry you cut off for a second there, but I got the gist of it. Yeah, like I said, he's very, again, like you said with Radker, he's very statesman-like, he's very professional, getting the job done. Yeah, like you said on Terry's stream, it's, I hate United as well, but you have to just kind of respect Gary Neville. Like, he's a great pundit, seems to be a great man as well.
And opening up the hotels as well. I think he's got a 130 room hotel in the Hotel Football, I believe, and I think there's 45 room hotel in Manchester as well. And much like Roman Abramovich as well, you got to give credit to people. And he's right, football does have an important part to play in this, and football should be leading the way forward. And look, there's some very difficult financial times ahead for football clubs, and it was great to see the EFL, Connor, launch a £50 million package for their clubs. Up in the SPL, there was, I think, a 1.5 million package launched, and even in Ireland here, you see some players like who was it? A couple of Irish players have thrown together 20 grand or something to try and help out the League of Ireland clubs. I'm trying to think of who it was. I've lost right now. James McLean, I think it is, was one of them. They're putting together a package to try and keep not the players as such, although they need help as well, because I didn't know until Gary Neville said it. A lot of lower league clubs, their contracts only run until towards April and stuff, rather than the June and July that we get in the Premier League. So them players are rightly worried, and the Premier League has to trickle down economics has to come in when it comes here, mate, and it has to work. And I'm saying this very naively because I don't understand it too much, but 50 million as an example, right, to the EFL clubs, so to all the league clubs. John Hartson made a great point when he said that there are some clubs in the EFL, in the Championship, that probably don't deserve that money as much as other clubs because they still have massive parachute payments. So, like, they couldn't just say, for example, right, there's 50 million here, let's divide it up, everyone gets 700 grand. It's not that simple.
Are you talking in terms of, say, like a team that went down last season compared to a team that just came up? Like, say,
yeah, again, this drops even lower. You're talking, this money is to be split right down to League Two.
As in everyone getting exactly the same amount of money, like?
That's the wrong thing to do. Each case has to be taken on its merits, and clubs that are in more financial stress need help.
You couldn't really put like Wimbledon, West Brom or Leeds in the same category, could you?
One thing I will say though is Rick Parry is the head of the EFL, and Rick Parry knows the game of football inside out.
Yeah, trust him.
Tom Webster said, what kind of music do you like? This is definitely a Connor question because I'm too old for this one.
Good bit of old music. I love like Oasis, Stone Roses, Beatles, mainly like rock, pretty much. I think Craig's a Machine Gun Kelly fan, so we're fairly different. But he's also an Oasis fan, so like we'll go on in that regard.
I feel like I would have wrote Rap Devil if he didn't get there first.
That's like your motto. We were in Orlando last year. You just had that playing in the car going around non-stop for like a week.
I sometimes play it to psych myself up as well, not gonna lie. I love the song, he's fucking brilliant.
He's allowed the car listen to that, and whilst we listened, it was like he was just trying to educate me on rap basically for the full week.
Yeah, but you did drop in Casey and the Sunshine Band as well, mate. That became the anthem.
I did. That's the guilty pleasure. I fucking love them.
I love me a bit of 80s cheese as well. I'm not gonna lie. Starship, Nothing's Gonna Stop Us. Belinda Carlisle, Heaven Is a Place on Earth. I mean, I like it all. I'm getting old. I'm so old. I'm so old. I really am. It's just, I feel like an old man, especially when I'm around Crosby. Right. So somebody said, is the Premier League cancelled? No, it isn't cancelled, mate. It is postponed a little bit further back until April the 30th. Is that right, Connor? As things stand?
I think 30th. Yeah.
But again, I think the general consensus is all going well, and again, this is an evolving situation. Probably, if let's say April 30th came and they were like, okay, we can find a way to try and start to get football back, you're probably still going to need a point, Connor, where players need to get back into the swing of things as well. Might need a little almost mini pre-season.
It's interesting actually, yeah, because it's going to be nearly like a summer break, isn't it? That in that length, or could potentially be that. And even with getting back into training, like I said, they'll probably have to play a few practice games behind closed doors, or like the season could be played behind closed doors as well. But you know what I mean? Just like training matches just to get match fitness back up.
Yeah, absolutely. John Cable said he's self-isolating for as long as possible with the food supplies that he has. Make sure, mate, that if you are running short or anything, that hopefully there's a neighbour or a family member, somebody that could even just leave it at your front door and piss off. Just don't go short, mate. There will be people out there that are trying to help. I know if you're going online right now trying to book deliveries from the likes of Tesco and all, they're absolutely chocker. But, you know, trying to be a little bit creative, maybe Amazon. I think they deliver food in the UK, which I don't think they do in Ireland. But look, mate, we're right behind you, and we'll be here for you, and we'll be streaming, and we'll be trying to keep in contact with everybody as best as we can. Joshua wants to know, and Luca, no, sorry, mate, we're not live on Hot Mic tonight. This is just on YouTube. But do download the Hot Mic app, put in the code Anfield Agenda, all capital letters, no spaces. Just in case I forgot to mention that one. What else? How long have we been friends? Joshua wants to know.
Are we
friend!
I never said he was my friend.
I put up with him because he makes us some money.
How long have we known each other now? Like 2.5 years, 2 years?
Mate, I struggle to know how long I've known my fucking wife. I
want
struggle
to
to remember.
say like August 2018 maybe or something like that. Or
Yeah,
2017
this
maybe.
basically
2017,
started
it was the
because
summer after I did my leaving cert, so it's like nearly 3 years ago.
I put a shout out to get a bit of artwork done, or a thumbnail, or I can't even remember what it was. I needed something done, and Connor was the second person that replied, and I said to Connor, look, if this dude doesn't come back to me, I promise you I'll get back in touch. He was flaky, the first guy, went to Connor, and yeah, it's kind of steamrolled from there. And I always give you the credit, Connor, for coming with the YouTube idea, because podcasts, as I always say, great. I love them. It's where I kind of cut my teeth with this stuff. But you put it out there, and you don't know. You know, you don't know if people like it. You don't get that interaction that you get on YouTube. And it was your idea to come over here.
Yeah, because I remember at the time you were like, we had a WhatsApp group for like all the podcasters, and the stuff like, you would follow an episode, and then a week later you'd say, great news, we've had 900 listens to this, and a comment, that's our best performer one yet. And then you see, like now, like when we're having watch-alongs, you'd have like, could have 3 or 4 times that watching at a particular time. Like it, and like you said, the instant feedback, you get to know what people like. It's more fun. Like it's just brilliant. It's much better than podcasts, to be fair.
Pat Moynihan said, give me Asia, heat of the moment, anytime. A funny story about that song. I went to see my psychologist one day, and I got there about 50 minutes early, so I sat in the car, and I was playing the song Asia, heat of the moment, and a kid, must have been about 13 or 14, was going by the car, and he stopped and started dancing outside the car, and I started dancing inside the car, and it was this really weird but nice moment where you couldn't help it. It's just one of those songs that you just kind of have to tap your foot to as well. But look, I love them little moments in life. I live for those little weird moments. Christopher said he likes the leaked away kit. It's good to see a positive on that. There wasn't many earlier on when we spoke about it. Elijah John 5 said Conor and Craig are friends and get to bring the best out of each other. I'll be honest, he knows how to play me like a fucking fiddle. So he'll say something to me, he'll know I'll say fuck off, and I'll go off on one, just leave me alone for a few minutes, come back to me, and I'll probably change my mind. It happens too often, Connor, for it to be a fluke.
Just pulling your strings, aren't they?
Yeah, until the day that I massively fuck him over and head off to Mexico with the suitcase full of cash.
You know me, I can track anything down though. So
I said that to Sabrina the other night. I don't ever want to piss him off because he can track things down far too well. What else is there? People in Galway are going on the radio online offering to do shopping, walk dogs, etc. Nobody needs to go without, said Dave Sweeney. That's a beautiful sentiment indeed. Brendan F. Farrell said, I did an online shop a week ago and it will arrive tomorrow. 23 items, and had an email. 21 might be out of stock. Christ almighty. I've actually never ordered online shopping before. Is the scenario that if the items are out of stock, they try and get you a like-for-like replacement or something as close to?
I have no idea. Never ordered online.
Either have I. Because I'm a real fucker, mate. I wouldn't trust them to get the freshest bread. You know what I mean? I'd automatically assume they want to pawn me off with the shit that's going out of date soon.
Yeah, that's what people might know about you. You're just so paranoid with everything, though, huh?
100%.
You think everyone's fucking you up, like, with everything.
Yeah, like, people don't understand this whole me reaching out and doing stuff with other YouTubers. I have a siege mentality as a human being. I think it's always Craig against everybody. I always go out with that perspective. So I said to Connor, like, me a year ago wouldn't have probably be doing this. I'm glad to see that. I suppose your good influence on me has allowed me to start being a little bit more normal.
I think it's just getting used to it as well, isn't it? Like new things, like I said, when you came over to YouTube and stuff, it's just getting used to it and realizing that like it doesn't have to be everyone in competition. Like I said, like a year ago, you probably would have thought, even like today going on Terry's channel, you would have thought, oh, can't go on that, it'd be helping him. But like, it's helping everyone. Like just because someone watches one thing doesn't mean they can't watch another. Like everyone can just be friendly with all this. I don't think so.
I'm supposed to giving everybody 2 free postcards to send within Ireland to keep in touch.
Kind of cool.
It's kind of cool
like,
in a retro way.
If I was infected and then like handled a postcard and sent it off, would I not be sending it around?
I genuinely amn't clever enough on infectious diseases. I know that this is spread by droplets, but I don't know. It's the honest answer. But again, postmen out there as well every single day, and post women doing the beat and making sure that we get all the information and important letters and stuff that we need, and the absolute necessity, Connor, of the DH Gate shirts that came in the post the other day.
Oh, stop. Yeah, kind of nervous touching them.
I've worn them, mate. I've taken them out of the bags and worn them. It's grand. Wouldn't drink in-day Pepsi, said Dave Fullo. Mate, I drink water before I drink it, to be honest. My wife's parents are members of a gym that's attached to a hotel, and they often invite us up there for a swim or to go and have a meal. And they're one of those hotels, Connor, that they're a C&C hotel, which means they do Pepsi and stuff and they don't do Coke. It does my head in when someone says, no Coke or Pepsi, be okay. No, motherfucker, it won't.
The only acceptable response to that is like, Coke, is Pepsi alright? Alright, no, I've no money. Is Monopoly money alright?
Yeah, I mean, how dare you?
Same thing,
how dare you? I mean, Christ almighty, what type of an establishment doesn't? And do you know what else I hate? So what really grinds my gears, Connor? You know when you go in somewhere like McDonald's or some pubs or takeaways, I hate the syrupy shit that comes out of the soda machines.
Yeah, you've mentioned them to me a few times. I don't mind it. Like they're not the same, but they are still nice. The same with Pepsi and Coke. Like I do like Pepsi, but I don't think it's anyway the same as Coke. I don't get why people compare them so closely. Like,
and what about ice? I don't like ice in my drink either.
I've gone wary of ice, especially in like the McDonald's, like, because like I've seen articles just saying like how dirty the ice machines and all are.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with that for me. I feel like maybe my teeth are too sensitive and it's too cold, and I don't like that it melts into your drink. And I fucking hate lemons as well. When they put lemon in your Diet Coke, I hate that.
Lemon in Diet Coke? I've seen them like put lemon into like a big jar or jug of water or something. I've never seen them put them into Coke.
Yeah, you usually get like a couple of drops of ice and a bit of lemon in there sometimes. I'm not for it, to be honest with you. It's not for me. I like Pepsi with Chinese food, so Christopher Edwards. Fair enough. I mean, I like Diet Coke with everything. Do you know what though? You'd be all proud of me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm limiting myself, and not because of what's going on. I've been trying to do it for a while now. The 1 can a day. 1 can. Like, Connor, you've seen how much Diet Coke I drink when we were over in Orlando. So 1 can a day for me is a miracle.
Yeah, you're doing well. Getting it down.
I heard from a good reliable source, mate, that you're starting to dip your toe into the Monster Energy world.
Not an awful lot, to be fair. Not as much as Serena would.
I keep telling her, like, you're gonna have a heart attack. Like, she guzzles down is it the White Ultra? I'm not sure which one it is. It's the sugar-free version anyway of that Monster Energy drink. But what disgusts me,
nice.
what disgusts me the most, mate, is when she's picking them up and they're so overpriced. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, when you get one at a time, it is fairly bad. It's like $2.50 a can, I think.
Deals is the way forward for that, mate. They sell them singly.
Or even like, even if you get in Tesco, I get like 4 for a $5, I think, or along them lines. It's not too far off that.
I find myself doing what my mother did to me when I was younger, and we'd be in the likes of Lidl or Aldi, and I'd be showing her their version and go, "Why isn't this good enough?" And she'll go, "Would you drink their Diet fucking Coke?" And I go, "Alright, fair enough. Touche, you got me."
Yeah. Do you ever drink them little bottles, them cadet bottles?
Oh, mate. Yeah, Country Spring and Cadet were like my go-tos when I was going to school when I was younger, like, because they were cheaper. Absolutely.
I don't think I've ever bought any of them. We always just see them at like field days and stuff, or like random events, just hand them out.
Shout out to people here watching in America, the UK. Do you guys have red lemonade? And by red lemonade, I don't mean like strawberry flavoured shit because I can't even describe to you what the fuck flavour it is. But over here in Ireland, Cadet make a red lemonade. That is a very Irish thing, I believe, Connor.
I think so. Yeah, I never actually. Again, I never stopped to think what flavor is it.
It's red.
It just tastes like red, doesn't it? Yeah, you're not even wrong. Like,
I don't know. That and cream soda, mate, always go over my head. I just don't get them.
it's a weird one, Ari.
My nanny always had a bottle of red lemonade in the house. Red lemonade, eclairs, as in the sweets, like, and not the cream cake, and Pringles were her thing, which was weird. What is it about grandmothers, by the way, that it doesn't matter how many people rock up to their house unannounced for dinner, there's always enough?
Because I just love dishing out the food. I'll tell you, it's just every time you go over, you leave weighing about a stone heavier. Like,
Oh, I used to love her. He's a grown boy. I was a fat little fuck, but she was still saying, he's a grown boy. Would you let me? And I'm like, good, fair play to you, nanny. Fair play to you. Shout out to all the nannies out there doing the hard yards. What else we got? Is that Tizer? I love cream soda. No, it's not. It's I can't even describe to you what red lemonade is, Joanne. That's how weird it is. Stephen Booker said it's compulsory. Vodka and red lemonade, that's some old school shit, said Tom Boland. I'm going to be a hypocrite here because if I was to have a drink and I had vodka, as much as I never drink energy drinks, for some reason Red Bull and vodka is quite nice.
oh, it does taste very nice. To be fair, I'm more of a rum and coke man myself.
There you go. Actually, somebody put me onto cranberry and vodka actually a few years back as well, and I'd never drank cranberry juice before. But again, it's a perfect combo.
Never actually had that. I do like cranberry juice though.
Liverpool or Watford? I don't know what the question is, but I'm going to answer Liverpool.
It's a tough one, but yeah, we're gonna have to go Liverpool, I think.
Tracy said her nanny was Irish. Brilliant. Everybody has a little bit of Irish somewhere throughout their family, don't they? There's always a trace back.
Yeah, everyone claims to be Irish, don't they? Especially Americans. Like half them claim to be Irish.
Americans are quite vocal and some of them actually quite powerful in how that they've grown their businesses and stuff over there. So yeah, we're fucking everywhere, us.
WFM.
WFM indeed. I pick Watford 3-0. Sorry for that, mate. It's okay, buddy. I mean, we lost the game. I get it. Brilliant.
But we have a comedian in the chat, look.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Well done. I thought, like, if we were asking who's getting relegated, maybe Watford. I hope they don't, to be honest. I do hope they don't get relegated. I like the cut of Troy Deeney's jib, Connor.
Yeah, he's alright, isn't he? Decent player, and I like him. I like his interviews. He's very like straightforward. He's no bullshitting. Like,
yeah, he's a hard as nails, honest pro, and I like that about him. Yeah, so I actually do hope they stay up, if I'm being honest. Right, Lewis said, Craig, have you heard about us winning or wanting to sign Carnavinga and Sumare? Oh, these are gone over my head. Would be two great signings, two of the best youngsters in Europe at the moment. Connor, is view anything on that?
I've heard of this Sumari or whatever his name is. I've heard something about him. I can't think where he plays right now. I've never heard of the fella, to be honest.
Alcohol and caffeine is a no-no, said Benjamin, and I absolutely understand where you're coming from with that, mate. Lovren is the best centre back in the world. All right, would you want this? You seem to be a Watford fan, mate. I'm willing to broker this deal if you want him. We can probably sort out something to get you Dejan Lovren and get him on the back of your shirt, and you can enjoy him forever.
Yeah, he's scored the odd header, but other than that, he won't do much.
Connor, do you drink? And if so, what's your favourite drink? Scotty wants to know. His is Copperberg.
Probably just a Heineken, to be honest. I'm fairly basic off it.
Nothing wrong with Heineken, to be fair. I mean, it's a wonderful drink. San Miguel would have been my favourite beer if I was having a drink. Samar is the guy that plays for Lille. Thank you, Ben. Appreciate that. Right, we'll do maybe 5 more minutes, ladies and gents, before we finish up this stream. It's weird because the viewers are starting to grow as the later into the stream we get, which is unusual because I thought it would be dead at this point. Dave said Carlsberg. Do you know what? Funnily enough, mate, Carlsberg and Budweiser were two beers I despise.
I don't like Carlsberg. I like Budweiser, but Carlsberg just tastes like piss. I don't know how anyone drinks it.
I don't like it at all. I really have. I love Carlsberg for their, long-going relationship with Liverpool, but not a fan of the drink. Any stream tomorrow, say Casper. What day is it today? Friday? No, actually, mate. No, I'm going to take a couple of days off. Because one, there's not much to talk about, and it's the weekend, and I've got some stuff to sort out ready for next week. But don't rule out me popping in on Sunday, because as I said earlier on, I'm very aware that people are self-isolating now and that people need that human contact. So to all of our members, by the way, actually kind of this could be a good time to open up the Discord group to all of our members like we've spoken about before. We want to make sure that you guys can keep in contact as well, and if you guys are in the Ultras group, which is our other membership group, please do feel free to tag us or hit us up in the chat if you know you just need some human interaction. And look, there's nothing to be ashamed of. We all need it from time to time, Connor, and we are, and most human beings, myself maybe excluded, are social creatures.
Yeah, other than you, yeah. Oh, it's a very good point. Like, you have to just keep in touch with people. It's especially in times like this where everyone is isolated. So, yeah, like I said, if you ever want to drop us a message on Twitter or even our Instagram, or like I said, if you want the Discord group, and there's plenty of ways to reach out, or even just reaching out to other people. Like, just stay in touch with people. Basically, don't let yourself be too isolated.
I fully endorse the Twitter and Instagram ones because Connor runs them, so I fully endorse that.
You mightn't get a reply, but like, you know, we'll be thinking about you at least.
Tybox said, you're out of here, mate. We'll see you soon. Thank you very much for dropping in. Right, love Dutch goal too, said Dave Sweetie. It shouldn't even be allowed to be just called alcohol, mate. 4.2%, it's ridiculous. Right, is there anything else before? You look like Big Show. Oh, this is Owen, our little fucking trolling friend that popped in 58 times last night on Hot Mic. Yeah, sorry, Owen, mate. I tried to give you the benefit of the doubt. One nice comment was followed up by you being an asshole, so I'm going to have to say bye-bye to you, my friend. Right, is there anything else before we finish up, Connor? Just to, as well as make sure everybody looks after themselves.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the moral of the story, isn't it? Just look after yourselves, really. Don't do anything stupid, and don't be a stranger, really. And
download that Hot Mic app, ladies and gentlemen, using the code that you can see on the screen. That is most important here.
See, the more time you spend downloading that app, the more time you're not contracting viruses off other people. I'll put it that way.
You can't argue with science.
That's it. Science,
it's science, and science wins. Look, ladies and gentlemen, we will probably talk to you one of the 2 days over the weekend, but we'll be back to normal then for Monday with regards to our streams. Thank you for joining us, and take care of yourselves and your loved ones. We will talk to you soon. Up the Reds.